Hi everybody! This installment of the Expert's Guide to Conquest 10 is a companion to the first edition, which featured a strategy where Jacob married Corin to access the Wyvern Rider class tree. I recommend watching that video before this one. It'll give you a primer on a lot of the principles that you should keep in mind for this battle. One of the things I said in that video was that the build I had chosen represented a good way to start a Conquest campaign on Lunatic, but it wasn't what I considered best. I'd like to elaborate on that. People often recommend having Corin marry the first servant. Those strategies do work. However, I'm not a fan. When you give Jacob or Felicia the most precious resource in the game, Corin marriage, then what they get, in the best case, is flight, up to 7 extra damage, and a few utility skills. Sure, it's great to have access to those things before everyone else, but I think people are a little too impressed by them. After all, you're building that stuff on a pretty weak statistical foundation. Even though they're already in promoted classes, Jacob and Felicia have base stats that aren't much better than what you see on the other early Conquest units, and their growths are markedly worse. So when you do invest heavily in the first servant, and then you have a lot of success using them in the first half of Conquest, what you're really experiencing is the fact that every unit works well during that time, as long as they're properly equipped and supported. This is a table that shows average stats at level 10. On the left, you can see Jacob as a Great Knight. The number 5 indicates that he changed into that class at level 5, and the 2 skill icons to his right are for Resistance +2 and Elbow Room. The stats in the table include the effects of those skills, so Jacob's Strength and Magic are increased by 3 due to Elbow Room, and his Resistance is boosted by 2. If you are going to have Jacob or Felicia marry Corin, the best class tree to give them is the Wyvern Rider one. This second version of Jacob has done that. He went through Paladin instead of Great Knight to grab Defender, and then he used a partner seal to become a Malignite, with the goal of unlocking Trample at level 15. Below him, we've got Malignite Felicia and Wyvern Lord Felicia. She's a lot weaker than Jacob, but she does usually have a speed lead, which sometimes makes up for her lower strength. Take a moment to compare. To me, one thing that really stands out is that, even though he has Defender and Strength +2, Jacob is arguably worse as a Malignite than he is as just a Great Knight. But there's more. You can get comparable performance from other units who don't need to reclass at all. In terms of both strength and defense, Silas and Effie are very competitive with either version of Jacob. Silas even has a mount. If that's not enough and you need a flyer, well, Corin can become a Wyvern Rider with the Dragon talent, and there's one other option, Wyvern Rider Elise. Elise's stats as a Wyvern Rider are downright good. She's durable, her concrete defensive stats are solid, and because she's faster than most other melee attackers, she can build up her guard gauge pretty quickly while paired up. If you've only ever used Elise as a troubadour, it may be shocking to hear her described this way, but her frailness as a healer is mostly the fault of her starting class. Troubadour stats are awful, Wyvern Riders are not. After using a Heart Seal, Elise's base defense is 10. That's more than Arthur, it's the same as Silas without Vow of Friendship, and it also ties with the typical level 5 Paladin Jacob. On top of that, Wyvern Rider raises her defense growth all the way to 35%, which matches what Jacob has in Paladin, and also equals many versions of Corin. That's very respectable, especially when her base defense is so high. Elise also starts with 9 speed, and her 8 strength is backed by more than just Strength +2. She wields the strongest type of weapon, and she has several excellent partners to work with. Effie gives Elise 3 strength in pair-up at C support rank. At the same rank, Corin provides at least 4. And Arthur's pair-up bonus goes from 4 points all the way up to 6 at A rank. All 3 of these are fast supports, so Elise can unlock the A support with any one of them in just 4 battles. In Tag Team, Elise works even better. Anyone who's adjacent to her benefits from her awesome personal skill. In return, she receives massive accuracy bonuses. Arthur and Corin can give her 20 extra hit when she's leading, and depending on the circumstances, Odin can provide up to 30. Of course, none of this means anything without context. So, as a concrete point of reference, we're going to check what Elise can do in the southeastern part of this map. In my opinion, that's the most demanding area. Not only do you have to deal with Obro, you also have to pick off a lot of Sky Knights, many of whom will race past you toward the goal. And all the while, you'll face Oni Savages who are both strong and sturdy. If you don't want to chase the Sky Knights across the map, you'll have to one-round them. Although it is possible to become so fast that you can double them, it's generally a lot more feasible to aim for the one-shot kill threshold, which is 30 attack. To kill the Oni savages efficiently, you'll have to combine that with at least 14 speed. 30 attack is more than enough to kill them in 2 hits, even when they're paired up. You should consider these thresholds when you're deciding your early game strategy. Normally, you want to use the first heart seal right away so that its recipient can pick up skills and improve their new weapon ranks immediately. But that means you don't get to see whether that unit is hitting their growths before you commit. If you can be sure that the unit in question will always reach these benchmarks, that's valuable. They may get unlucky with their growths and come out of the early game a bit weaker than you might have expected, but at least you'll know that they can carry you through Chapter 10. So let's look at that Malignite Jacob build using his base stats alone. Accounting for all of his skills, Jacob has 17 effective strength, which is great, and 7 speed, which is not. However, he is married to Khorne. I generally recommend choosing Magic Boon and Luck Bane. Including the effect of Khorne's supportive skill, that combination will make her provide 4 strength and 3 speed at S rank. After that, you can apply tonics. HP, strength, and speed are all helpful. With that speed tonic, we're up to 12 speed total, so we need 2 more. A meal that provides 2 speed and 1 strength is ideal. At this point in Conquest, there are 4 different cooks who typically prepare a meal that good: Jacob, Mozu, Azura, and Nyx. Lastly, we should account for the might of our weapon. Because Jacob's skills give him such great starting strength, a simple bronze axe will do. Adding it all together, we've reached our targets: 30 physical attack, 14 speed. That's excellent. If you take Jacob through this class path, he will always have the stats he needs for this battle. So what happens with Elise? Can she do this too? Elise has much lower strength, but an A-rank support with Arthur goes a long way. She can take the same tonics, plus an additional defense tonic. She's at 13 speed already, but only 18 strength. Therefore, what Elise wants is a meal that gives 2 strength and 1 speed. Still, she needs to increase her attack power by 10 points. A plain bronze axe won't work because it has only 6 might, but a bronze axe plus 2 has 10, and that's enough. Alternatively, if your access to sapphires is limited, you can use an iron axe plus 1 instead. It has less accuracy, but it's cheaper. Either way, we've got our 30 attack and our 14 speed. Let's compare this Elise with our Jacob. Putting all the stats side by side, Jacob's most important leads are in magic and defense. The magic is useful. He has tome access, so he can use fire for 1-2 range combat. On the other hand, the 14 defense can actually be counterproductive. We'll see why later. What about the economic impact? The Jacob build has certain fixed costs. He absolutely needs a heart seal, a partner seal, and a bronze axe. In total, that's 4,500 gold. There's also the opportunity cost of taking Khorne's talent class. Elise doesn't need the partner seal, but she almost certainly will require some forging. We'll assume she gets the bronze axe plus 2. Together with the heart seal, that adds up to 4,000 gold. A little bit less. She may need a few more tonics along the way, so in terms of price for performance, it's basically a wash. But that's not really what you want from the person who gets to marry Khorne. I don't mean to say that it's wrong to build Jacob like this. On the contrary, giving him a giant damage stack is a great idea. Many players have done that, and it works well. However, I want you to know that there are alternatives who can fill all of his niches. And that's not just in the early game. Jacob will typically hit his peak in Chapter 13 or 14, right after he unlocks Trample. Around that same time, other units will be ready to promote. Take Elise again. She can get to level 15 or beyond very comfortably. The same base stats that we just looked at will suffice to get 1-round kills all the way through Chapter 13, at which point you buy the Bolt Axe and discover that, surprise, she was a growth unit all along. Compared to an equally trained Jacob, a promoted Elise will tend to be much faster. Jacob may end up with a sizable strength lead and a bit more physical bulk, but he's nowhere near as good at 1-2 range combat, which becomes a lot more important after Chapter 15. On balance, I'd say Elise becomes the more powerful of the two. That said, I want to reiterate that both strategies are viable, and that's one of the things I love about Conquest. You can train your team in all sorts of ways. Every unit can become an absolute monster, and they're all reasonably useful from the moment they join. That's very good news for us, because we seem to have wandered back into the no-growth zone. Every single unit is running on their base stats, and we're going to put all those calculations we just did into practice. Elise is going southeast. In this team, she is our only flyer. If we commit her to the southeast, then we can't carry anyone over the water to attack the Oni savages on the western pier. I usually think of that area as being closer than the eastern path, but in this case, it's not. We will leave it alone and concentrate on the other sectors until Camilla arrives. While Elise and Arthur go do their thing, Effie and Nyx will visit the village northeast of the starting area. Everyone else will march toward Hinata. Before we start, I should explain how we've distributed our items. Elise and Arthur are the only axe users. Since they'll be paired up, they can trade weapons with each other, so they only need one hand axe and the forged bronze axe between them. Azura's holding our other hand axe for Baruka, and Odin's carrying the iron axe for Camilla. Aside from the aforementioned bronze axe +2, we forged 2 other weapons. Niles has a bronze bow +1 for reliability, and Silas has a bronze lance +2. With elbow room and vow of friendship, he also reaches 30 attack. If you'd like a full account of all the purchases we've made and the tonics we've applied, you can find that in the description. Corrin hitches a ride with Silas. Jacob, Odin, and Niles will work together to break down the wall so that Silas can go through.
My aching blood! On guard!
Silas drops Corrin. She's in range of 2 spear fighters, but she's beyond the reach of the ninjas, even for their dual strikes. The spear fighters have 19 attack, and Corrin has 12 defense, so they'll hit her for 7 damage each. Corrin has 24 HP, so the 2 attacks should reduce that to 10. Our target is 12 HP or less. In other words, we want Corrin to be at or below 50%. That way we'll activate Silas's Vow of Friendship starting on turn 2. Notice that we didn't drop Corrin to the left, where Jacob's Gentium aura would have covered her. If we had, she'd take just 5 damage per hit, leaving her with 14 HP out of 24. That won't work. With 0% growths, we really need to get Vow of Friendship up as soon as possible. Elise makes her first move, stopping at the end of Azura's range. Once Azura refreshes her, she can reach the Oni savages and the ninja to the southeast.
I'll do my best.
We'd like to kill this ninja first so that we can counter everything on enemy phase using just the bronze axe. Elise can do that herself, but the problem is Obro. Elise can't one-round her, so Obro will seal her strength and defense. That's a death sentence. But consider this. Arthur and Elise are the prototypical Dracozerker pair. That is, they're the baby version of a Berserker Wyvern Lord combo. One of the ways you can use those is to have your Wyvern Lord paradrop your Berserker, who can then go to work with their big strength stat and massive HP. We planned this in advance, so Arthur is already holding the right weapon for the job. If we switch him in, he can use Elise's +3 strength bonus to one-shot the ninja, and then he can absorb all the punishment on enemy phase.
It'll work out.
Strength is everything!
Lastly, we want to pick up the Master Seal from this village and use it immediately. Visiting a village ends a unit's turn, so the person who's going to use the Master Seal can't be the one who visits.
What?
The trick is to trade for it afterward. In Conquest, Nyx is the unit who needs a promotion the most. She has a choice between Sorcerer and Dark Knight. Sorcerer offers Nosferatu access, but Nyx is really bad at using that. She's much better off taking the +5 defense bonus from Dark Knight. The mobility is nice too.
How very annoying.
We've boosted Arthur to the point that he doesn't get doubled by Obro, and he hits her back for 50% of her HP. Arthur faces 2 more attacks, but Elise will block the last one. Dragoncorn and Silas have exactly enough power to kill these spear fighters.
This one's for you!
How did you do that?
Please, accept my help. I'm here for you!
Thank you.
Niles can shoot down the single Sky Knight in the middle.
Fun.
I'll protect you.
I guess that's it.
Because Vow of Friendship is active, Silas can one-shot the ninjas by himself.
Finally!
His dual strikes are also strong enough to let Jacob kill the second ninja.
We can do this together. It's not over yet!
Many thanks.
This Oni Savage is pretty close to Azura, but he can't reach her if she uses her full
My
movement.
support.
In fact, the opening on the left side of the wall is out of his range. We'll just give her someone to sing to when she gets there.
How troubling. Let's go.
Since Hinata has Armored Blow, it's best if we use magic against him on this upcoming enemy phase. Dragoncorn will have 12 defense, plus 2 from Jacob Gentium Aura, making it effectively 14. Hinata has 22 attack. His speed is 15 and he also has Darting Blow, so you need 16 speed to avoid getting doubled, a threshold that is beyond hopeless. But against 14 defense, 22 attack means just 16 damage. Corn can recover enough HP to survive that by using a Vulnerary. That does turn off Vow of Friendship, but Hinata will turn it right back on. Odin visits the Duel Clubhouse. Arthur will switch back to Elise. The only question is, what should Elise do? She could finish off Obito right now. Once she recovers the Bronze Axe from Arthur, she'll be able to hit for 16. The problem is that there's another couple of enemies down south who can reach the tile she's currently on. If Elise gets hit by every attack from the 4 nearby Oni Savages and the 2 Sky Knights, she will just barely die. Fortunately, Elise is level 10, so she has Lunge. By lunging the Oni Savage to her left, she can ensure that she'll face 2 fewer attacks. She'll take a hit from Obito, who is stronger than anyone else who could attack her, but that still adds up to less damage taken overall.
Woo! Huh?
Our newly minted Dark Knight will battle the incoming archers with Effie's help. If you're diligent about training her axe rank, Elise can have C axes by now, and that would improve her accuracy against Obito by 10. In this file, she's just a few battles shy of the mark.
No way.
Evil shall not prevail!
That's right.
For justice! No need to thank me!
Woo!
It's alright! Let's do this!
Another day, another sin.
again?
Huh?
Jeez! You're not alone. Don't take all the glory!
The enemy Sky Knights have 15 listed attack, which drops to 14 against axes. Since Elise has less than 14 defense, they're still willing to attack her.
I'm just too much for ya. Found you. No.
When you ignore either of the two flanks, Camilla's crew always has something productive to do upon arrival. They can defend the northeastern ballista, or they can fly west to meet the Oni savages. But we really want their help down south. We've already taken care of the eastern path, and the Oni savages can wait a little while longer.
I'll play with you.
When Camilla pairs up with Baruka, she boosts her movement to 8, which is enough to reach Odin at the Duel Clubhouse.
I'll support you.
Baruka can take the hand axe from Azura before passing Camilla off to Odin. Camilla moves with Odin toward the approaching spearfighters. She takes his axe and his club, and then she chips the uppermost spearfighter with thunder. This attack results in Camilla getting her defense sealed, but she'll be fine. Now the rest of the team swarms in. Silas starts by taking out Hinata.
This could be trouble.
Oh, shoot!
We have 4 more enemies to take down and 4 active units to do it. Remember, Silas can one-shot the ninjas by himself, so we should reserve him for that job. When adjacent to Camilla, Niles can kill the healthy spearfighter.
I'm here for you. It's my turn!
Not bad, I guess. Well... this should be simple. We can do this together.
We can take an extra risk to farm some weapon experience for Jacob if we want.
You have my support. Allow me. I won't forget this. Oh!
Korn uses Silas's dual strike against the second ninja.
You're not alone. It's not over yet.
I can always count on you.
Elise is badly wounded.
Okay.
Special thanks to Hinoka for providing a free concoction way back in Chapter 4. One of the disappointing things about Nyx as an instant promotion candidate is that she's kind of bad at feeding experience to her teammates. She doesn't dual strike very well because she has accuracy problems. We'll make do for now though. Effie hits for 18, so Nyx needs to equip whichever tome allows her to deal 14 damage, 7 on a dual strike. In this case, that's the Thunder tome.
How very annoying. This way.
Nice work!
Appearances can be deceiving. How unfortunate.
I'll return the favor. I need to get stronger.
Elise's positioning is a minor experience optimization. The other enemies are able to dual strike off the southernmost Oni Savage, and Arthur will get credit for all of the resulting dual guards.
That was too easy. Huh?
Stand down, fiend! You're safe now!
Not bad, not bad.
I won't let you down!
I'm just too much for ya.
Show me what you've got! Not on my watch!
Woo!
The Sky Knights who just arrived are not aggressive. Niles is capable of taking down both of the Sky Knights in the center of the map, but we can also give those kills to Baruka. Against the left-hand one, she can use Niles' dual strike.
How shall we proceed?
Please. Take this!
You took my target! We won't lose.
When she attacks the Sky Knights at 2 range using a hand axe, Baruka deals 4 extra damage because of her personal skill, Opportunist. If Selena moves to the tile 3 spaces north of this Sky Knight, she can dual strike for Baruka. That's worth 4 or 5 extra damage, enough for Baruka to kill.
Go, go! What are you looking at?
Don't interfere. Let's see how this
We have to address the Oni Savages in the upper left corner before they reach their objective. Camilla can cut them off by flying all the way up this waterway and dropping Odin on the bridge. This actually isn't the best possible drop zone. If Odin lands 2 spaces away from the northernmost Savage, that guy will be able to dual strike for the other one. It's better to drop Odin right next to the enemies. The Oni Savages will attack you if possible, so the southernmost one will go first, hit Odin, and die to Nosferatu plus Camilla's dual strike. That frees up the space for the other Oni Savage to do the same thing. Farther south, we're facing 3 spear fighters. One of them is a bit farther back than the others, so it's possible to put Khorne in a position where he can only get attacked twice. That allows us to redo the maneuver we pulled on turn 1, when Khorne and Silas tag teamed the first 2 spear fighters. From full health, Khorne can take 2 hits and kill 2 enemies, dropping right back into Vow of Friendship range.
Is there a plan?
I'm here to help.
Careful out
Without
there.
doing this, Silas would have to lead against all 3 spear fighters, and he and Khorne would both end up in worse shape. With the benefit of C-axes, Elise's hit rates are looking pretty good. She always has low skill, but her high luck helps her out, and she does get weapon triangle control using the dual club and eventually tomes. Nyx gets ready to fight 2 of the 3 archers.
Die on me.
These new ones have Steel Yumi or Quick Draw, so she can't take all 3.
You're not alone. To the rescue!
How did you do that?
I love these hit rates.
I was gonna do that!
What? Please, accept my help. Don't take all the glory!
I can always count on you.
Worked like a charm. But god, Corrin's level 1 accuracy is annoying.
We can do this together! Pay attention!
With age comes wisdom.
I'll crush them! I'll spot you! Not on my watch!
Another day, another sin.
Right next to you. It's my turn!
You, passed your test.
I want to defeat Takumi. It's totally optional, the water level's never going to matter. But it's the principle of the thing, you know? The main difficulty is that Corrin's base stats are really bad. She can't survive Takumi's attacks, so all she can do is provide dual strikes. Ordinarily, she could use a nice, accurate sword to do that. But she also needs to keep holding her Dragonstone in order to survive this Sky Knight. Unfortunately, her hit rates using the Dragonstone are uninspiring, to say the least.
We've got this.
We have no choice.
Although it's at weapon triangle disadvantage, the Bronze Lance is Silas's best weapon to use against Takumi. With his sword, he faces a crit rate that's greater than his chance of missing with the lance. Regrettably, we couldn't fit a forged bronze sword into the budget.
Well, how irksome.
For dual strike purposes, Silas's sword is better.
Together we shall prevail. This one's for you!
Good work, boys. Camilla runs an
See
errand.
how this goes.
We stand together!
All of the Sky Knights in this wave are aggressive. The Southwestern squad will distract the one on the left. Niles can deal with the pair coming up the middle.
Trust me.
Aw, yeah!
As for the right-hand one, Elise can take her. She should heal herself while she waits. She only has a concoction, but Baruka can bring Selena down, and with Selena, an extra vulnerary.
Can we start now? Must I restrain myself?
Baruka drops Selena at the prow of the ship, where she's completely walled in.
Check out my skills!
Elise can now take the vulnerary. Unfortunately, because she didn't dodge a single attack, she has to use the concoction anyway. 17 HP plus 12 defense is not quite enough. We know that Elise can one-shot this Sky Knight. Baruka cannot. She's a couple points shy because we didn't make her and Selena equip their respective iron weapons. If we had, they would just barely kill thanks to Lily's poise and strong riposte. Ordinarily, enemies prefer to attack people who can't kill them back. But the Sky Knight has 17 attack against axes. Baruka's base defense is 14, and Lily's poise bumps that to 17. So the Sky Knight tinks Baruka, and therefore she's forced to attack Elise anyway.
Oh, please.
I will help you.
It would be nice to feed this kill to Effie on enemy phase, but this archer is just a little too strong for that. Effie's taking 8 damage, and that's with 3 extra defense coming from Nyx. 0% gross can be so lame sometimes.
I'll do my best.
I don't need your forgiveness.
On my honor as a knight. Don't take all the glory! Show me what you've got!
I'm just too much for ya. Here I am.
Corrin spies an easy kill.
Together we shall prevail.
I'm here to help.
Guard! Please, accept
Silas and Jacob will set up for the next wave of enemies.
You have my support.
Camilla could attack one of these Oni savages, but we don't need her to. She can wait above Odin to lend him her support against the one enemy with a throwing club. Sadly, Heartseeker does not work for dual strikes against enemies who have just spawned in.
I was gonna do that!
Niles loses 2 arrows for 2 kills.
We won't lose.
Oh, that's it?
Here we go.
Let's do this together.
Be careful.
Meh, I've had better.
Over here.
There's another throwing club Oni savage on this ship. Unfortunately, this one's in the back of the pair. You may remember that he was the main reason we cared about Malignite Jacob's tome access. Elise doesn't have that, so it's time for some teamwork. Elise can kill the lead, and then Baruka and Selena can take him out.
Check out my skill.
15 damage would be pretty scary if Arthur weren't ready to block it. The solo Oni savages hit for 11 and 7. If Elise had used the Vulnerary instead of the Concoction, she would have 12 HP now, so these guys wouldn't see lethal damage by themselves. However, they think their dual strikes are going to work, so they believe it's lethal damage anyway. That's bad. Elise is going to burn her guard gauge right now, so she won't be able to take 2 more hits. Elise could attack the pair from the north, where the enemies wouldn't see dual strikes against her, but then they would genuinely get a dual strike on Selena, which could also be lethal.
It's team up time!
Not bad. Not bad.
How shall we proceed?
Hey, don't forget about me. My turn. Show me what you've got.
Selena switches Baruka back to the Iron Axe, and then she kills with her Iron Sword for reliability's sake.
Kill them all. What a fool.
Nyx moves closer and drops
Looking for
Effie.
trouble, but
I'll play with you.
you need a spanking.
Let's see how this goes. Oopsie.
I have taught you well.
Let's win this one, all right? Guess I'll do it. How shall we proceed?
Here's the big Sky Knight wave. The paired ones will all fly straight at the goal. We need to kill them on player phase. Silas gets started.
It's over. Allow me to
Jacob
join.
sets up the next kill for Corn.
Careful out there. To the rescue!
Here I am.
This will be enjoyable.
It's over.
Before they kill the lead Oni Savage, Camilla and Odin move to a spot that will be advantageous against the final wave of reinforcements. It's also very funny. You'll see why. The lone Sky Knight over the water will still attack people, so Niles doesn't need to wait for her. Instead, he can reach the Draco Shield house with Azura's help.
Let's do this together.
Baruka and Selena kill the Oni Savages who attacked them.
Don't you dare lose. Target silenced. All right, let's go. I'll support you. I'm the best. Over here.
Nyx's Heartseeker gives Elise perfect accuracy against the right-hand Sky Knight pair.
For justice!
I'm just too much for ya.
Effie takes Arthur. Her hit rate is only mostly perfect, but I would be remiss if I didn't work on their S support at all on this map.
I won't let you down.
Well fought.
I will help you.
The remaining pair of Sky Knights will fly due north unless obstructed. That'll be fun.
My power is at your service. Shall we kill them?
You need a spanking.
You, passed your test.
What?
Here it comes, you ready? Whee! To quote a famous philosopher, time for some killing.
Together we shall prevail. This should be simple.
Corn can only use Silas's dual strike against the right-hand ninja, so Jacob should attack the left-hand one.
We can do this together. It's not over yet. Sorry to be a bother. Oh!
We won't give up.
On guard! I'm here for you!
How did you do that?
Odin and Camilla are now facing two enemies with throwing weapons. They both need to die.
You are not alone!
Right next to you.
We stand together!
Poor thing.
By lunging, Camilla allows Odin to block the choke point by himself, ensuring that the enemies will only attack him. It doesn't matter on 0% growth, but if Odin's a bit bulkier, they might choose to go for Camilla instead. She did get her defense healed 5 turns ago, after all.
Are you scared?
Niles resumes his Pegasus hunt. Nyx's support boosts his hit rate by 10.
Your turn, child.
That was good for me.
Be careful.
Azura sings for him so he can do it again.
Such a tease.
How very annoying. Don't
Nyx
cry.
pairs up with Niles to guard him against the archers across the wall.
Fine.
We can't kill all 4 enemies on the ship, Arthur and Effie are low on HP, and Selena takes lethal damage from the Steel Club Oni Savage. But she attacks the Sky Knight anyway.
Let's see what you've got. Like I'd lose. Hey!
Elise chips down the stronger of the 2 Oni Savages.
Go, go! What a pain! Yikes! Out of my way.
Veruca can kill the ninja with Elise's assistance.
I'll do my best. Wait for me! That one was mine.
We're about to kill the Steel Club Oni Savage. If Good Fortune hadn't activated and given Selena 4 more HP, it wouldn't matter which one we killed. Selena would have been facing lethal damage from both of them. Except that Lily's poise would have saved the day. Thanks to Elise, Selena only takes 5 from the Iron Club.
Let's do this!
Effie takes the kill.
Evil shall not prevail!
Good.
I'll play with you.
I have taught you well!
Right next to you.
You, passed your test!
I can do this! Not over yet!
Niles took a strength tonic specifically for this.
Meh, I've had better.
Just 3 enemies remain. Arthur and Effie see their 3rd round of combat together when they attack the last Oni Savage.
Show me what you've got!
Well, that was easy.
Niles can deal with one of the 2 archers, but not both. Luckily, we have 2 wyverns on hand, and they're close enough to reach the southernmost archer if Azura sings to them.
I'll support you. This is my mission.
Selena joins Baruka. She'll be able to kill using her iron sword.
To worry. Kill them all. This is my mission. I'm the best.
Let's
Only one more to go.
Keep your eyes on me. Good.
Oh, that's it? Wow.
Mission accomplished. We routed Chapter 10 on 0% growths with 2.5 turns to spare. All in a day's work. Now we just have to press in turn a few times. If you want to see more content like this, please do subscribe and let me know what you think. I'll see you next time.